So I went back and redid the whole chapter. As a result, I managed to find all of the runes because I remembered where that wedding ring was. Oh, where'd the lady go? And thus was able to complete Granny Rags' recipe. I found all of the bone charms, all of the corrupted charms, all of the outsider shrines, and managed to amass a lot more coins than I did the previous attempt. I also went about things a little bit differently.
Welcome to the Draper's Ward Salvage and Resale. Who are you? Are you with her?
With her.
Delilah, are you with her?
With the Hatter's territory, I tried to stay as hidden as I could.
What?
I tried not to engage with as many people as possible. Fuck. I also ended up mixing and drinking the antitoxin. So now if I ever encounter any river crusts, or any more river crusts rather, I won't take near as much damage. Not that I actually needed it, considering by the time I actually got my hands on the potion, I had already dealt with them for this chapter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as I know, that's, for the most part, all the shit that happened. I also tried to make sure that nobody killed each other and all of that. He's dead. That took a fucking while, but it is what it is. Everybody survived, and I got a whole bunch of different bone charms. Ooh. Oh, Void Surge. Sometimes when using a power, no mana will be spent. Ooh. And corrupted bone charms. Splintering Bolt. Okay. From the last time I played. So that's full disclosure. Now let's move on to the finale.
The Brigmores were an ancient family, bankrupted a generation ago.
Wow.
Since then, the manor has housed 2 street gangs, a smuggling ring, innumerable rats, and the Brigmore witches. I'd always left them alone, but now a painter named Delilah had taken up witchcraft and formed a coven. She was trying something. A ritual. But what kind? The outsider knows. I cannot abide a mystery.
That is true. He really can't. He's kind of a party pooper that way. Favors. Turncoat. Your agents have paid one of the witches to meet you and provide information. She'll be wearing a red jacket. Okay. Thieving butler. A former butler smuggled goods from the estate and hid them by the shore. One of your agents will unearth the catch for a price. Okay. And holding the fence. Your operatives will drop you a rune, some mana, and open the fence to allow for a more stealthy approach to the estate. Ooh, yes please. And in the meantime, we have some shit that we can do. Let's pick up some bone charm capacity. We'll pick up some baffle dust. Yep, baffle dust. 'Cause that'll help us out a little bit. Stealth, yes please. And that's basically all we can do now.
I scouted, sir. They've locked the front, and I've seen evidence of snares. Also, maybe it's nothing, but I spotted several statues of the woman Delilah. I don't know what it means, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
Okay.
It means trouble. Anything else?
They're getting in and out of the house somehow, but I haven't spotted it. Sorry, sir. Best I can do.
Good enough. I'll take it from here.
Good job, Thomas. So, the fact that there are statues all over the place is terrible, because we know that Delilah can communicate by using the statues, so chances are she can use it to spy and see as well. We do have 2 runes that we can use. I think we're gonna use it on Vitality, just because I've used it on basically everything else I want to use here. Extended health bar, and at level 2 we regenerate more health faster. So we're gonna go to the shoreline first, if we can. They're onto me. The urn will have to stay here, Reggie, until we can return by boat and claim it. The Master's key, however, will go with me, and since you are nowhere to be seen, I have little choice but to scale the rocks by the waterfall to make my escape cross-country. Leave me out to dry on this one, and I'll put a bullet hole in your skull. From why? Oh, there's a corrupt. Check the waterfall to see if the butler actually escaped. Yeah, that will do. But there is a corrupted charm as well. Tank. Damage taken is reduced, and overall movement speed is also reduced. And now that we have 2 spots, we'll put light as a shadow back on. It's Undertaker. S. Daud has left Draper's ward on Lizzie Stride's boat and could arrive within hours. Disable the grave switch. Isabel will lock the manor and wait for further instructions in the backyard. From D. Okay, that was weird.
I hope everything is in order, sir.
Good job.
Strange doings, sir. I killed a hound in the yard, and it got straight back up and went for me. I had to crush its skull, to be sure.
Thanks for the heads up. There's 4 runes to be found in this chapter. Another rune. Nope, he did not make it. Hi.
Don't think I'm on your side, because I'm not. If you raise a hand to any of my sisters but Delilah, you'll answer to me.
Okay.
Understood. What have you got?
When her ritual's done, Emily Kaldwin's mind will be gone, and Delilah will look out through her eyes the rest of her life.
And Delilah will rule as Empress.
That's up to you. I've got my money. That's all I need.
Wait. What about a way in?
Yeah.
Use the crypt. There's a lever that opens one of the tombs. The lever is kept in the shed. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
I never see this place without thinking of what we found here. So tragic.
So mawkish, more like. Why do you obsess about that butler and his dice?
He drowned.
To be fair, I didn't raise my hand against them. Zephyr. Overall movement speed is increased and damage taken is also increased. Okay. Spirit of the deep. Siren of the dreams. I walked for hours along the coast, leaving Dunwell behind me until the lament of waves drowned all other feeling. I wept, knowing you would not come to me, my love. You rule my dreams, where I behold with senses I do not possess in waking life the dark splendor of your home in the deep. There the ocean rests on your back like a sleeping child on his father's shoulders. In these sleepless nights of despair, you appear to me not as the mighty Leviathan, but as a young man with eyes as black as the void. So someone's dreaming about the outsider.
Please, I'm sick of hearing about it.
That's the front door. And that's the graveyard. Oh, of course, she sends me to the place with the... Back to where I was.
Strange doings, sir. I killed a hound in the yard, and it got straight back up and went for me. I had to crush its skull, to be sure.
Repair the grave switch. With Daud on his way, Delilah had me disable the grave switch and put it in the garden shed. Oh, that's the thing that I took.
There's a lever that opens one of the tombs. The lever is kept in the shed. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, cool. I think she knows I'm here.
I thought before the district was run down.
I need to tell
I ordered the lantern to be placed in my studio in the West Wing. Use it to enter the painting, only if your situation is dire. I will be busy preparing for the ritual and cannot be disturbed. I trust you can handle Daud should he materialize. Vitality? Hello? And strong arms? Oh, choking is faster. Action is necessary if the Empire is to stand against the juggernaut of what is commonly called industrial progress. The momentum of this hungry beast requires equal vigor simply to halt its destructive advances. No action against the industrialization of our nation states can be deemed too extreme when we understand what it is at stake. The advancement of industry infects every aspect of our lives, and hazardous conditions assault the citizens of Dunwall daily. Workers are treated as disposable cogs in the machine, sacrificing their lives in the name of faster construction, mass assembly, and greater profits. Should those of us in opposition to these trends not sacrifice themselves in the fight against our unfeeling oppressor? Will we be satisfied when our children ask what a pasture is? And the best we can do is point to a cobblestone street, black with the filth of mechanical production. Will we struggle in the coming years to recall a time when we actually made our pies by hand or baked bread the way of our grandmothers? What is at stake today are our very cultures, from the cold north of Tivia down through Morlaix and Bristol, all the way to the warm south of Serkonos. All men and women with a love for our ways must stand against these changes.
Please.
I was unable to extract much from this one. He was well trained. Feeding him his former companions elicited mostly useless sounds and mess. I'll try again tomorrow unless he becomes violently deranged, in which case I'll have little choice but to put him down.
Don't make me eat anymore. I can't. Brother Marcus, I denounce the Abbey. Wandering gaze, lying tongue, restless hands, roving feet.
Damn.
The strictures are 7 lies. The High Overseer is the whelp of a wolfhound bitch. The 7 strictures are 7 lies.
Brother Pradcliffe, you are charged with surveillance of the Muncherhaven district and surrounding estates. Travel there immediately and report all findings to the office of the High Overseer. If any signs of organized heresy are uncovered, send for additional support. Do not attempt to handle the situation alone. Remember the strictures and you will not fail.
7 lies! 7!
What happened to you?
I denounce the oracles. They saw. The Kaldwin girl is the key. The girl in the painting.
Where's Delilah?
Sisters, over here!
Well, I was kind of hoping to save him, but okay. Leverage.
We provide leverage.
You can go in with your other sister. Vice Overseer Melius. While traveling to Serkonos, which is of course within your purview, I came across a matter that demands your attention. My brothers and I were using the overland route from Colero to Karnaca, escorting 2 of our sisters from the oracular order as you requested months ago. My apologies for the delay. High Overseer Campbell is a busy man, as I am sure you understand, and sometimes such deployments fall to the wayside as his mind is devoted to some immediate concern of higher import in our struggle against the outsider. Oh, you mean by when he visits the Golden Cat? Halfway to Karnaca, our caravan stopped in a lakeside town where we learned that a man had been recently murdered. Initially, this was no cause for our involvement until we heard about some of the things found in his keeping. Red wax candles that we suspect were mixed with ox blood, clippings of hair, and a painting that hung over his kitchen table depicting a small girl child carrying 2 dried leaves. I need not tell a man of your wisdom that these things were of concern, but other clues confiscated at the site were far more serious. The victim's finely appointed rooms were located on the top floor, looking down over the lake. He was a merchant of some means, and from what we found, it's clear that he was trafficking in heresy, attempting to buy an occult charm constructed of whalebone. What makes this case different is that the man was not attempting to purchase some superstitious sailor's carving from bygone days. Here we have a situation in which a private citizen and a functioning member of society actually commissioned the creation of a new artifact aimed at a specific purpose. Those offering the service, from what we can tell, were attempting to craft a new charm from shards of older whalebone talismans. Vice Overseer, we believe that this new artifact was damaged in some way, creating the rift between buyer and seller, which resulted in murder. From what we've gathered, the item possessed some occult power. It also seemed to come at a cost, however, afflicting the bearer in several unwanted ways as well. Whether the individual or cult responsible for the creation of the corrupted bone charm made it that way deliberately, or whether their capabilities proved somehow inferior, is not something we know at this time. However, this occurrence matches other such stories from across the Isles. As a coddled generation has grown more accepting of heresy, even taking delight in the tale of witchcraft found in lurid adventure stories, this is the result. Now, even those with no real connection to the void are attempting to devise their own disgusting rituals and talismans. Such corrupted bone charms and fractured runes could be even more dangerous than the original artifacts, as impossible as that may seem. As I must now journey to Dunwall to take up my next assignment, I leave any further investigation in your capable hands. However, I've left copies of this letter with several with several outposts along the way to Karnaca, and I've asked that any loyal to the Abbey who come across these words, if they have time and means, copy them for their brethren and for those over whom they watch. The merchant is dead, but those who crafted this corrupted charm still walk the land roving feet. Our worries are not overzealous imaginings, as some would claim, but represent a very real danger. As you will agree, these matters should be of grave concern to any who wish to keep our lands free from the curses of the void. Overseer Angus Duncan, Freyport Outpost in Morlaix. I worked in my studio until late last night and completed the painting of Emily. When Daud kidnapped her, I was terrified that he might already know what I was planning. But it seems I overestimated him. He turned her over to the conspirators. What a fool. Once young Emily assumes the throne, I'll already be looking out of those lovely brown eyes. We hang out here. See what happens if I do this. You overestimate it. Brunhilde came to me last night while I was in my studio in the West Wing, finishing the ritual painting of young Lady Emily. She informed me that one of our girls allowed herself to get caught and interrogated at Coldridge Prison. Nevertheless, it seems Daud is oblivious to my plans. To do, thanks. Yep. Okay. Now that the painting is finished, I will sit in young Lady Emily's skin and wear her face like a mummer's mask. Havelock and his lip spittle will put the child on the throne, but it is me they will be crowning. Delilah, the kitchen girl from Dunwall Tower. They call me Sokolov's apprentice, but whose paintings reached through to the spirit? Mine. They will never know their own blunder, but I will be sure to whisper it in their ears at their executions. My followers will bear the lantern to the gallery in order to open the way to the void. There I will use the painting to complete the ritual. My walk into Emily's flesh must be undisturbed. The ritual has other uses, which I will explore over time. Any image made by my hand could serve as the focal point for the spell. I imagine one of my enemies as a still life imprisoned in a bowl of fruit without amusement.
So Delilah wants to use Emily to become Empress.
Yep. mean, we got that already based off of, what the one lady told us.
When her ritual's done, Emily Kaldwin's mind will be gone, and Delilah will look out through her eyes the rest of her life.
And Delilah will rule as Empress.
Someone is prompting my love. Someone who's not supposed to be here.
And they all fell down.
Someone should be here. I'll watch for our enemies.
Good night. Now, I'm gonna save, and I'm not actually gonna remove this from the playthrough, but I'm gonna save here because the next part is very crucial.
You have many talents, Daud, and they've served you. Delilah's talents are quite different. She creates images, but she does more. She captures spirit. She insinuates her will into her subject, whatever it is. We're witnessing her masterpiece, and perhaps yours as well. I gave you Delilah's name, and you followed it to this moment. You see now what hangs in the balance. Emily's life, Delilah's ambition, an empire in the act of crumbling. In your long life, I've rarely seen you act with such consummate grace. I give my marks sparingly, and I don't play favorites. But I will watch this with unusual attention.
Okay, so here's the thing. He says he doesn't play favorites. The fact that he set me against Delilah, who is another person that he has marked, kind of suggests otherwise. But we'll see.
The void. Time to see what you've really got, Delilah.
What else we can find? So obviously we are about the non-lethal. So we're gonna grab that.
Empire of the Isles. I call out to you from the void. I call you with ochre from Morley, carmine beetle shells, zirconin lazurite, viridian bile. The tones of your flesh I tempered with Pandician chalk. The same loom that spun the fabric of your dresses made this canvas. I made my brushes from the hairs of your own scalp.
Yep.
Emily, you cannot ignore me. My power is too deep. My reach too long.
Okay, I only have one chance at this.
Brush touches paint. Brush touches canvas. Brush touches void. And now I see you, Emily Kaldwin. I breathe your breath. I can feel what you do. The bright mornings in the pub. I feel the cold night air of the ruin where you sleep. And the stink of the river. Image strikes the eye touches the mind touches the road. I feel your love for Corvo Atana and your lost mother, for your caretaker Callista. I feel your fear in the night, your hunger to learn, to become someone important. My hunger too, my fear. You are becoming mine. We are nearly finished. Close your eyes, Emily. Sleep forever. Feel the void open beneath you. Make room for me. Give in to me, Emily. Give in to me now. Paint flows. Blood flows. Life goes. Out with the old, in with the new. You've lived in these bones long enough, sweet young girl. Finished. It is complete. I am...
Goodbye, Delilah.
What's happening? This is all wrong!
Yes, it is.
What am I becoming?
Goodbye.
Outsider's blood? Is this some trick? Daud!
Good night, everybody. I didn't even have to raise my blade. Oh, wow! I got cleanest hands, which is okay. So it's the way that particular achievement goes is simple. You have to go through the entire game without killing a single person. In the base game Dishonored, it's called Clean Hands. In the Knife of Dunwall, it's called Cleaner Hands. And then, of course, here it is Cleanest Hands. But yeah, let's take a look at the stats, shall we? Nobody was killed. 4 dead or unconscious bodies were discovered. Overall chaos is low. I found the Brigmore Crypt, and I trapped Delilah Copperspoon. I found 3 out of 4 of the runes. I found 3 out of 4 of the bone charms. I found all of the corrupted charms. There were no outsider shrines. And I found just over half of the coins that were available in this chapter. But guess what? It doesn't even really matter, because guess what? We're basically at the end of the game. And the best part is, Daud did this knowing, possibly knowing, but ultimately it's at this point where it's come to fruition. But he did this without wanting any accolades or acknowledgement or anything like that. He just did it. He saved Emily, and no one's gonna know that he did it. And that in itself is beautiful, and I would have to say it's probably the icing on top of what would be called Daud's redemption cake. But But suffice it to say, this is the end of our journey, or at least for the low chaos playthrough. There's still the high chaos to deal with. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like or subscribe. If not, leave a comment below letting me know what I can do to improve. And sit back and watch with me the ending cinematic of the Brigmore Witches.
No one will ever know exactly what it took to save Emily Kaldwin from a living death as Delilah's puppet. No one except the outsider, who watches everything and thinks his own dark thoughts and speaks to few in any generation. I've learned that our choices always matter. To someone. Somewhere.
Yep.
And sooner or later, in ways we can't always fathom, the consequences come back to us. I came from Serkonos to Dunwall as a boy, made my living as a killer, one of the few who've heard the outsider's voice. I murdered an empress, but saved her daughter, who will one day rule the empire. Those were my choices. I'm ready for what comes. For you. I asked for my life. When I killed your empress and took her daughter, something broke inside me. Now I want nothing but to leave this city and fade from the memory of those who reside here. I've had enough killing. So my life is in your hands. Make your choice.
You make an eloquent plea for a man with innocent blood on his hands. It's a shame Corvo doesn't know the real story, isn't it? How in these last days you passed through Coldridge Prison like a shadow, dared the tangles of Dunwall's underworld, and walked out unscathed, outwitted one of the greatest witches in a generation, all with consummate care and skill. How you saved Emily Kaldwin, daughter of the Empress, first of her name, and no one will ever know. But how does it end for Daud, the hired killer, the murderer, the savior of the Empire? It's up to Corvo now.
Fate's in his hands. What will he choose? And he chose to spare him.